Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a lot more talking. I've had a lot of comments. I've had a lot of comments about people just liking when I talk. So I will focus on that. And now that I'm realizing this, I'm just going to slide my microphone closer to me. I'm sure you can see it there now. I wonder if we lift you up. Is that better, or is it better to be able to see it? Is it better to be able to see it or not? Do you like being able to see the microphone or not? Interesting. Interesting. Now, I was going to do a video yesterday. I'm just going to slide you back a little bit. A little bit. Just slide back. I was going to do a video yesterday, but unfortunately my kids were a little bit sick. Nothing serious. They were just under the weather, a little bit more needy than they usually would be. Normally I could kind of put them down for nap time or something, or just give them their lunch, and I'd be able to slip away to make a video, slip away. But it was not in the cards. It wasn't in the cards yesterday. My wife is away for a week in Mexico for a friend's birthday, which sounds pretty nice right now, because I just spent my morning shoveling snow. We didn't get a crazy amount, but for as cold of weather as we do get up here, we don't normally get a lot of snow in a single fall. It normally just kind of it accumulates throughout the course of the winter. But through the course of last night, it probably snowed maybe 6 inches. So I just went and shoveled the back patio, walkway, and then the front driveway and sidewalk and everything this morning. So that was fun. Not quite as nice as being in Mexico, but here we are. So yeah, I've had a week to myself with a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and I'm holding up pretty good, I would say. It's never been a more fitting time to use this coffee mug. I've never had a more fitting time to use the coffee mug. It's definitely an interesting challenge when you're getting as much, I want to say one-on-one, but it's actually a 2-on-1. They appear to be able to communicate. What is that called? Telepathically, where they can kind of divide and conquer without speaking to each other. So, yeah, it will be good to level the playing field again. In a couple more days. Looking forward to that. So, a lot of you saw my post yesterday in lieu of the video, where I posted our gingerbread house. I'm pretty proud of that. Oh, you got something there. Yeah, I was pretty proud of that gingerbread house. that aside. You know what? I've got my massage roller right here. So maybe I will incorporate, if we can just have a bit of an imagination, maybe this is like the back of your head is facing me. I know the camera sometimes throws off what would be like a realistic point of view. But if we can just pretend that this is like the back of your head and I have a roller ball. Maybe it's like along the neck. Maybe it's just a roller ball on the back of your neck. Interesting. Maybe it's along your shoulder. Now it is currently a Sunday. I know a lot of sports take place on Sunday. I think it's a big, I should say football, but it's for North Americans soccer. I know it's a big day over there for soccer in Europe. There could be a lot of fans with their teams playing. Maybe you're looking for a way to calm down celebrating. Maybe you're looking for a way to calm down after a big loss. Over in North America, it's an NFL day. It's an NFL day. I know a lot of people might be surprised. I don't know who a good team for Canadians to cheer for is. I know a lot of people cheer for Seattle on the West Coast, and then teams like Buffalo if they're from around Toronto. But I'm actually an Indianapolis Colts fan. You might have seen my my shirts and things like that before. And that came from me being, I don't even know, maybe I was a small child anyways, like younger than 10. And I remember picking up a video game, and it was some sort of like Madden, and just the team, I don't know whether it was a demo or what it was, but I was always number 28 with the blue and white team. And I remember asking, I think it was my dad or my older brother, like, who is this that I'm using? I like him. And they told me that it was Marshall Faulk, and he was on the Colts. So from that point forward, I had no idea that the Colts were not that great at that point in time. But that was then my team. And then obviously they went on to become pretty good for a while. So that was nice. So they play this afternoon. Speaking of like earlier memories, this isn't that far back, but I made a video early days on my channel, probably 2 months ago now, maybe 3 months ago, before I used my face in videos anyways, and it was called something along the lines of my first experience, something along the lines of, sorry, you had something there, something along the lines of my first experience with ASMR. And I remember saying, like, I don't know whether it was ASMR, but my first time being hooked on listening to things while I went to bed, I got my first iPod, and I was probably 15 or something like that. Yeah, I was probably around 15. And I got my first iPod with, I think it was my first cell phone as well. And I remember this was back when we were, buying CDs, trying to get them onto your computer, get them over. You could only hold maybe 12 songs, 15 songs, 10 songs, whatever it was. And I wasn't even an Audio Slave fan, but yet I ended up with an Audio Slave CD. I think it was like Greatest Hits. And I remember that was the first thing that I can really remember. I would play that on repeat in my ears through this new iPod. I call it an iPod, but I think it was just a cheap MP3 player. It wasn't even an iPod. Yeah, it was just like a little silver rectangle MP3 player. And that was the first thing that became like a staple to me. A staple to me was me playing this MP3 player of Audio Slave, just pretty much randomly. And at this point, I think I was aware ASMR definitely wasn't a thing. Like, there weren't a lot of videos or anything like that, but I was aware of what the feeling was. And I remember around that same time frame, I had an English teacher who was an older lady. She was maybe 55 to 60 years old. And she had a very deliberate way of talking. And I don't know, like a cadence to her speech. And she was my English teacher. And I remember just not even being able to pay attention to what she was saying, like not retaining the words that she was saying. I remember kind of being like confused by it, being like, why do I zone out when she talks? And I remember being specifically just one teacher with a very deliberate way of talking. Do you have a teacher like that? Like anyone in specific you remember? And then an interesting story that I don't think I mentioned in that older video. An interesting story. I remember doing a group project. And we had to take turns reading. And I remember reading a page. This is going to sound kind of funny now that I'm telling it, but I've already committed, so I've got to keep going. When I finished reading, I remember looking up, and this girl was making like a strange face at me. And I remember saying, kind of like, what is it? And I remember her saying, I couldn't focus on what you were saying because your voice is very relaxing. And I remember being kind of confused by that, but then thinking about the English teacher, of where I was like, okay, like she's getting from what I'm doing what I get when the English teacher was talking. So it was kind of like, you want to go like, that's weird, like what are you talking about? But you know exactly what they're talking about. So that was kind of funny. And that was an early memory of me being kind of turned, like made aware of like, other people feel this too, or like other people find other voices to be relaxing and to kind of like almost like hypnotizing in a way, like hypnotizing in a certain way. Does that make sense? Is that the right word? Hypnotizing, like trance inducing, hypnotizing, something along those lines. And then shortly after that, so this would have been around the end of my high school years. Shortly after that, when I went into it might have still been the end of my high school years, but definitely in my college years was when I actually found proper, they weren't called ASMR videos, but proper like meditation videos. And I remember Whisper Crystal was one of them. And she had no visuals. It would just be a picture on the screen, followed by sounds of like the ocean or something like that, and like some talking. And I remember finding those and being hooked on them. And obviously, as most of you know or are experiencing, college is a stressful time. So, being able to get any respite, like any relief, any relaxation, any sleep that you can, is very helpful. It's very helpful. But then I had to fast forward probably close to 10 years. Because I thought that I was alone in that habit of listening to things when I slept. I thought I was alone in that habit. So I probably had to fast forward close to 10 years before I heard somebody, it was actually a female coworker, before I heard her mention that she listened to ASMR videos, and she used the specific term ASMR videos, that she listened to ASMR videos when she slept. And that was the first person that I'd ever heard say that out loud. And I remember thinking, and saying, yeah, me too. Like I don't always listen to ASMR videos, but I listen to something. And even to this day, I have to kind of constantly mix it up when I sleep. I don't think people are all like that. I think that's a me thing, from what I understand. So I have to listen to like a podcast of somebody talking, or then I have to mix it up and then go to a traditional ASMR video, like a massage video or something like that. And then maybe the next time I'll listen to like something that's just sounds, like just tapping sounds. A video that is only sounds, just tapping. And then I might listen to those for a day or two. And then I want people that make videos that say, like they snap, like they repetitively snap and say sleep, 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 sleep. Like a hypnosis type thing. Sleep. And then once I've kind of done this loop, I end up back at listening to a podcast talk about sports. And I just turn the volume down to almost where I can't really make out the words. It's just kind of like somebody's talking. And the cycle. Sleep. Or relax, 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 relax. Then the cycle will repeat itself. And I have to have that variation. Like I say, I don't think that that's normal. I think that's like a me thing, where I need the variation in sounds, tempos, like volumes, to be able to find something truly relaxing. ball. I guess I should mention this. I wasn't sure if I was going to or not, but I did. I got a prompt on my YouTube that I was able to enable. Say that 10 times fast. I was able to enable. Like those stickers, like the super chats or whatever they're called. I don't even know if you can do them on regular videos or if it has to be like a live stream. I'm actually not sure 100% what they are, but I did enable those. So if you want to post like a highlighted comment, you should be able to, but I haven't actually seen one, so I'm not 100% sure. But I should point that out. I should point that out. Able to enable. Able to enable. Able to enable. Maybe I'll stick to relax. 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 Or how about those old sounds where people would go like sk 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 sk. Sk 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 sk. That was one of the old sounds. It was a staple in a lot of videos. Just relax. Do you find finger snapping to be relaxing? Let me know what you think of finger snapping. Just snapping fingers. Is that relaxing? Is that relaxing? Relax, 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 relax. Is that relaxing? Does it help you sleep? Let me know. Okay, thank you guys for joining me today. As I said, if your team lost today or is losing, hopefully this helps you relax. If your team's winning today or did win today, maybe this will help you relax and calm down. Relax and calm down. Get back on a level playing field, just like a level, you know what I mean? Maybe it'll help you just kind of like level. All right, well, thanks for watching as always, guys and girls and everyone who's watching. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.